Level 1. The Street Runner. You move through the alley like you belong to its shadows. Your heartbeat is a metronome tuned to danger. You run messages, small packages, a face in a crowd, an absence in the police report. You learn to smell the change in air before sirens arrive. A corner is a language. Mute signals, nods, a shoe placed wrong. You trade favors for protection, your loyalty a currency you can't yet cash. You sprint when eyes search the sky, tuck your load into the hollow of a rusted dumpster, and vanish into the hum of the city. You're small, fast, useful. You see the skinny dealers smoke and laugh like predators practicing their smiles. You get used to the copper taste in your mouth when bullets skip pavement. You fold yourself into the night so the gang's weight can stay light by day. You learn to count time in seconds, not hours. Every handoff is a heartbeat. Every heartbeat could be your last. You survive by being forgettable until someone needs you to be unforgettable. Level 2. The Dealer. You stand behind a stoop and wear attention like armor. Your pockets carry promises and betrayals. You know faces, tones, the exact way desperation sounds at midnight. You upsell on charm and anesthetize with small talk. You keep inventory memorized like prayers. Small victories look like pockets full of cash and an evening without trouble. You start tracking rival whispers and price wins. You learn to read a potential buyer like an open door, where they'll go after, whom they'll tell. You expand your hours, tighten your watch, and teach the street the sound of your footsteps. Sometimes you let a kid borrow change, and sometimes you break a jaw for the same silence. Every deal is a choice between ethic and survival, and you stop pretending they're the same. You begin to feel the scale: more product, more eyes, more debt owed to people who do not forget faces. Your name begins to carry a rhythm in the neighborhood. Neither praise nor curse, just ownership. You sleep with one ear on the mattress and the other listening for the knock that ends the game. Level 3. The Distributor. You no longer stand on corners, you route them. Your ledger is a map of loyalties and threats. You move in bulk, orchestrating arrivals, timing drops, arranging pickups with surgical precision. You manage men who used to laugh with you under streetlights. You are the reason 2 blocks can be fed or starved overnight. You mentor and coerce in the same sentence. Cash inches up to something that can buy quiet, but it also buys attention. You negotiate with drivers, bribe a customs agent, sign off on shipments you never see. You learn the geometry of trust, triangles of payments, squares of alibis, circles of surveillance. Your phone becomes a ledger and a judge. Your messages are contracts that cannot be reversed. Every missed delivery is a scar. Every successful run is a reminder of how fragile the system is. You make contingency plans for betrayals and funerals, because people who handle this much product also handle grudges. You start to dream in logistics and wake to the sound of drones you cannot yet see. Level 4. The Organized Operator. You are the invisible calendar behind violent mornings and prosperous nights. You hire accountants who know how to make blood look like business. Trucks move under permits that are smiles bought with favors. Warehouses hum with freight piece you arranged. You centralize power and diffuse blame. Your voice alone can change a neighborhood's supply chain. You cultivate a legal face, a charitable donation, a photo op, while you reroute shipments through shell companies. You manipulate markets like tides, raising and lowering availability to control prices, dependency, and loyalty. You create buffers, lawyers, enforcers, diplomats, and set them in motion. You orchestrate violence like weather, necessary and terrifying. Loyalty becomes an industry. Betrayal gets filed for later paperwork. You lose the immediacy of the street and gain the long view: profit, influence, fear as tools. You are careful, deliberate. Even your silence is a signal. You sleep at hotels with anonymous cards and wake to calls that demand the impossible. You balance growth against exposure and learn how to make the two kiss and not choke each other. Level 5. The Drug Lord. You sit at a table where men with no scruples admire your plans. Your name is a silhouette in headlines you don't quite read. You command fleets, markets, allegiances. You no longer move product. You move policy, A donation here, a threat there, a discreet meeting with a local politician. Your face is rarely seen. When it is framed in lies and charity work. You internalize fear and wear it like a suit. You make decrees, price points, territory lines, who lives and who does not. You deal in territories of influence, buying silence and selling futures. You inherit enemies as easily as you inherit wealth. You learn the weight of visibility. One public mistake and an entire empire teeters. You practice cruelty as a means of control and mercy as an expensive gesture. You are surrounded by mirrors that show every angle of your choices. Allies become chess pieces. Allies become corpses. Every handshake is a contract written in ink and blood. You question whether you are building power or constructing a scaffold that you will hang from. Level 6, the Underworld Powerhouse. You are a rumor that reshapes markets and governments. Foreign players call, intelligence agencies listen, corporations hedge their bets near your lines. You have men in banks, fingers in ports, whispers in legislatures. You fund campaigns that legislate your margins and sabotage laws that threaten them. Your reach is global and your conscience is local. A faded photograph you glance at in rare private moments. You broker truces between violent men and broker wars between ideologies if it suits your ledger. You cultivate fear so efficiently that it becomes currency, transferable and glowing. You worship scale. An assassination in a foreign city is a consequence you calculate and accept. You suffer betrayals that echo across continents, and you learn to respond with proportion, not panic. You build redundancy into your life, aliases stacked like safety nets, assets dispersed like seeds. You begin to imagine a future stitched into legality, investments, clean money, a name that won't get headlines. But every law you bend stores a debt, and every ally now knows where to apply pressure. Level 7, the Kingpin. You stand at the center of a carved map of human appetite. Your decisions ripple like detonations in distant neighborhoods. You wear power the way the city wears smog, omnipresent and unavoidable. You walk past servers that hum with both numbers and lives. You meet with ministers and mobsters, and the air tastes like compromise. You command silence that can fall like night across a state. You have the final say on who walks, who pays, who disappears. You realize that at this height, fear has a new texture. A brittle, crystalline thing that can shatter with one misstep. You find your reflection in polished obsidian and do not always recognize the person looking back. You pay for safety with the currency of empires, influence, obfuscation, annihilation of threats. You imagine retirement, a small house by the sea, the kind of peace your ledger forbids. You consider legacy, a name twisted into myth or a footnote swallowed by history. You know that at any moment, the law, a rival, or your own people can reduce empires to dust. You hold your breath and make the choice to continue or to fold. Either way, the city will remember your name, whispered or screamed as its gravity shifts. You are the apex in the trap. You are everything and you are lonely. And when you move through the world, you leave an absence like a wound that will never fully close. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Crimson Echo. It's completely free, and your next crime story is already waiting.